Hey guys, today we're going to do a cheap lantern showdown. I love cheap lanterns. What can you say? I like cheap flashlights, I like cheap knives. You know, I have good gear and I have cheap gear. And the thing is I like just having cheap knock around, don't care if it breaks gear. And plus things like this that are safe for the wife and kids. If the power's out and I'm not home, do I really want them, turning on a 5,000 lumen flashlight that could potentially light things on fire? No. So I like things like this for the wife and kids. I never have to worry about anyone getting burned, hurt, or anything like that. And plus, I'm just a dork. I love this stuff. Let's just be honest. Alright, so we're going to look at these. And these are all pretty inexpensive. The most expensive, I think, is this Energizer one. But I ended up finding that in like the Home Depot clearance bin for like $6. But I think the normal price on it's like $20. We'll start on the oldest. Is this UCO lantern. I've had this for a long time, probably about as long as the channel's been around. In fact, this is one of the earlier pieces of gear I reviewed, and it's been cloned by many, many people. You actually see these in gas stations a lot nowadays. It's basically a small lantern, and you push it down and it becomes a flashlight. 3 modes, maybe 30 lumens, has a little hangy thing on the top. Not horrible for the price. They were like $9 back in the day. They're really not bad at all. They're very pocketable, great for backpacking because you can hang them. They're great in like lean-tos and tents. Not too shabby. And this one survived a lot of trips. So would it be nice if they bumped this up so it was like 100 lumens or so? Yeah. Next, we'll turn on the Energizer because I've had that second longest. You see a sticker still on this one. I have another one out in the garage. This is a 3 mode or 4 mode. There we go, we'll turn that on. It says 180 lumens, but I know it's daytime and all, but still. We'll turn that around so that sticker's not in the way, give you a little better view. So we get these things on. Not very pocketable. Not anything I've really taken backpacking or camping. It's served very well during many power outages over the years. I think I've had it maybe 2-3 years. We've lost power a lot these last couple of years, guys. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, it's good for the kids. You can carry it around. Great for bringing it in the bathroom to drop a huge steamer when the power's out. Next to be this guy. This is something we actually bought for my son. He shares my affinity for gear. And this is just a cheap little lantern. We got it on Amazon for like $6 or $7. Let me see if I can find the name. Oh, it's a Lucky Bums. Lucky Bums. You can see the brightness on it. It's a little, like the LEDs look a little brighter, but it does not put out as much room brightness as that Energizer. So, I mean, is it 80, 100 lumens maybe, if even. If this is 30, and that's 180, I say that falls kind of in the middle. So, yeah. Doesn't light up a room that great, but it's not bad. Not bad. Next, a little hockey puck. These are cool, man. I got this on Vipon. It was like a 3-pack for $4. Great Vipon deal. They're normally about $6 a piece. It's a simple 3-mode lantern. Magnetic base, little hangy thingy so you can hang it from a tent. You can see that's actually very bright. I would estimate between 150 and 200 lumens with that heavily frosted dome there. It's really good for lighting up a room, for using during the power. I did bring one of these last time I went camping. You can actually see there's like 5 little LEDs in there. It does a good job of lighting up an area. These are pretty tough. This dome is actually, a very, very thick plastic. The whole thing's pretty thick. The outer shell on this is probably the toughest of them all, which is kind of cool. And I do like that. I bought a bunch of these actually. I bought like 8. Those are actually a pretty handy little thing. And I've got like 1 or 2 sticking to the side of the fridge, just for power outages and all that. But I'm actually giving it a couple ways gifts this year. And last, the Atomic Beam clone. Oh my God. Navy SEALs would be so upset with me for leaking their secrets. These alleged atomic beam things are nothing more than scams. The flashlights are a clone of the SK68 or 86 or whatever it is. They've been around for literally like a decade. You can get them for like $3 on eBay. They are nothing special. The same goes with the lantern. This style of lantern has been around a long time. And by a long time, probably 10 years, and you can get them for dollars on eBay. This is a movie bear that was once again a Vipon deal. And was actually, you know, I think I got a 4-pack for 10 bucks. So $2 for the Vipon deal. Normally these are between $5 and $10 a pop. A little different with this one. It only slides up and down to turn on and off. There's no modes. You control the brightness by pushing, which is kind of lame because then it runs full blast, wasting your battery. It's got the little metal hangy thingies and a magnetic base, an actual strong magnetic base. It is the brightest of the group. I guesstimate between, I'd say 250 and 300 lumens. It could be 200, you know. It's the glass is not frosted. Well, glass, acrylic is not frosted, so it looks brighter than what it is. But when you actually put this in front of a lux meter, you know, when you put all these in front of a lux meter, it kind of tells the truth. This one and this one look kind of bright because you can see in and see the actual LED, whereas the other ones are a bit frosted. So this does appear brighter, but it does put out a lot of light into a room as well. It really does spread the light out. It's probably, like I said, 200-300 lumens. I know they advertise them and they say they're 600-800 lumens, this and that. Nope, 200 to 300 tops. These things are not tough. They are not built well. I've torn these apart. Very thin wires, no heat sinking on the LED whatsoever. Really, really cheap, chintzy. You can hear the acrylic is very thin. You could definitely crack that with no problem. Those are like cheap cob LEDs. Once again, with no heat sinking whatsoever to them. A lot of dead space in there. They could have actually made that significantly smaller. But they also could be a potential for a mod project. If you really want to get in there and put a heat sink in there, you know, and do something with this, you could. It's a plastic base, so it kind of sucks. If they made one of those, one of the aluminum base, you know, it would really be a killer, you know, for modding. But it isn't the case. So there you go, guys. There's the cheap LED family. Now these, I guess what we'll say, I think the winner of the bunch is these hockey puck ones. They're under all different names. You know, they you know, for me, lanterns, I like them to be diffused. I like them to be pleasant to look at and not hurt the eye. If you're using them for light, you know, you don't want to be, you know, having it bothering you. This, I think, is the most versatile in that you can use it in the house when the power is out. You can use it under the hood of your car as a work light because it's magnetic and got the hangy doohickey. You can use it, it's small enough to bring backpacking or camping. I opened it up, the wires are nice and stout, there's a little bit of heat sinking on the LEDs. Is there room for improvement on that? Yeah, if you're crafty enough, you might be able to mod that and get a little, you know, tweak it a little bit. But it's probably the toughest of the bunch. It's got the thickest plastic and the best overall kind of build quality to it. UCO, yeah, it's nice, but it's really outdated. You can see it's the dimmest of the bunch by far. But it is still kind of a cool little backpacker's lantern. This Lucky Bums is okay. The glass is thick. It's actually, I don't know if it's probably acrylic, but it's thick enough where you won't break it. Build quality is nice on it. I've torn this apart. Absolutely no modding on this whatsoever because the LEDs are kind of built up into those tubes, so there's really not much you can do to it. And they have individual controllers for each one, so modding that would be completely worthless. The Energizer, you know, just a big bulky thing, you know, not really the most useful of the bunch, but, you know, like the lanterns are probably the least useful, the little guys, but I definitely got to say this little hockey puck guy is the winner, I think, by far. It's bright, 3 AA's, you know, you can put rechargeables in there, bright, decent, some, you know, dimmer and flashy modes in case you need that kind of stuff. So I think that one, if you're going to spend some money, $6, I think it's a fair price, but if you can catch a deal, the Vipon deals or anything like that, where you catch them for a couple for $10, definitely worth it.